So let me ask you this, man. Recently, DJ had he tweeted, created, right? And there was some back and forth about that. There was an opinion on that, but that was something that I resonate with. Created. Why would created be an issue?
Because a lot of people feel entitled.
Clap it up like J.Brock, because I can score with a second on the clock.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy J.Brock. It's Clapitup LA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm right here with the homie, the OG, the big homie, a phenomenal woman, Khrissy B. Men in media, music in media, women in media. She's created a platform for the people we look up to in our city and put us all on a pedestal. She is the creator of Nina Deuce, the home for indie hip hop and keeping you culturally connected. Be sure to tune into her podcast and get familiar with Get Familiar.
Okay.
And Khrissy B is the Swiss Army knife for the city, man. Y'all got to understand.
Like
and oh yeah, straight out of the Crenshaw district,
That's
2
right.
times.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, we got to, man, hey, look, man, we got to,
right.
look, man, we got to goat up in here. She took that good 2-hour drive. I'm just playing. It was a nice drive. It was a different drive because I'm like, maybe it's the holidays. I don't know.
No, it shouldn't be no traffic.
Oh, okay,
Y'all
yeah.
should be out of town.
Yeah. I don't know
why y'all still in LA.
I don't know what's going on.
We shouldn't
with
have any
that.
traffic.
But let's talk about this, man. 2023. Let's take a quick second to give a shout out to our sponsor, City Boy Barbecue.
What's going on, guys? We got some great news for you and the City Boy family.
We're now in a store near you. Come grab a bottle.
Come on, everyone. Let's see what we can find it.
We're here at Hank's Mini Market, a local Los Angeles staple on Florence near Crenshaw.
3301 West Florence to be exact. Hank's Mini Market is a family curated market in the Hyde Park community.
Hanks is proud to support and introduce quality brands from our community and beyond. Come get a bottle.
You said my word for 2023 is impact. Khrissy, how do we have an impact, man?
Well, for me, impact is a very heavy word, right?
Yeah, fact.
It's a heavy word. So when I came up with my word impact, I think I just want to be able to leave a mark. You know, I think, and this is an interview I would say I absolutely love Lauren's interview with Angie Martinez.
Okay, yes. Watch a little bit of that.
And I think a few words that stood out during that interview was like, she said, I just don't want to miss my mark, right? I want to do whatever it is I'm here to do in the realest way, in the realest form. And that's exactly how I feel about everything I've been doing so far, you know, for the past 7-8 years. And every single thing that I'm pursuing and that I'm going to pursue and that I'm doing, I want to make sure it's impactful.
That's right.
In the heaviest way.
Yeah.
That it influences somebody, it inspires somebody, it motivates somebody, and it just has this impactful remark that so many people are motivated to be like, you know what, let me get up and let me get to it.
That's right. Yeah.
So I wanted to have an impact, whatever it is that I'm doing. And that comes with my personal life too. That's being a mother. I want to have an impact on my daughter.
Most definitely.
In my relationship, I want to have an impact. I want to be able to better my partner, you know, make him feel like he's the GOAT in our situation.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
Make him
right.
feel like a man and be a support system for him. You know what I mean? So whoever that is, speaking that out there, but
Take notes.
It's coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, again, just leaving my mark and not missing my mark and
That's
just
right.
doing everything, you know, putting 1,000% into everything and not half-stepping nothing.
That's beautiful that you said that. You said getting my mark and not missing my mark. And I feel like in life, you know, Jesus Christ, will bless you with these visions and will bless you with these feelings to act on what you feel like you should act on.
Yeah.
Like the reason why I'm sitting here today is because I was working a job I hated, and every day I woke up like there's more to you than just waking up and working this 9 to 5. I just felt like I just felt like that. Like I felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just a robot now, and so God gives you this calling, and it's like if you don't act on it, you miss out. And I think that we live a life of regret and unhappiness if we miss our mark, if we miss our timing. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important for people to make sure that they understand that you got to make your mark. You got to leave your mark. Now, speaking on, I want to ask from a woman's perspective.
Okay.
Khrissy, what is game?
I don't know. I don't have game.
I feel like that about myself too.
I have no game. I have none. My player skills is obsolete.
Oh my gosh.
But have I have game played on me? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I've had my days with niggas. But what is game?
Yeah.
Game is...
You got to learn from a woman.
Game is not keeping it real.
Oh. Okay.
Game is, like... not being honest, not being loyal. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Like running game is just like feeling like you can't be yourself. Trying to play somebody. Yeah. All that in a nutshell.
But see, the fact of the matter is, it seems like game makes you feel good. To be able to run game on you ain't never did it before.
I have.
And it makes you feel good knowing that you have the power to do that. I mean, well, of course, you're not not trying to keep, do something crazy. But
yeah, but I guess it just depends on who you're trying to run game on.
Facts.
It depends on the situation.
Because it can be disrespectful.
It could be very disrespectful.
For sure,
and it can lead to some real crazy shit
Yeah,
at the end. But
sure.
It really depends on who you're running the game on. But for me personally, like I said, I don't have no game. Even if I try to run game, it ain't never worked. Always got busted or some shit or played in the end.
Yeah.
But I don't like running game on people. I really, really don't. Yeah. And that's not the energy I put out there. So I hope that, I don't put that energy out there so it's not reciprocated upon me. Yeah, it's not reciprocated. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I mean, and not that I haven't had my share in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to play this person and come over here and do all that and run a game over here and over here. But I don't even put that energy out there. I really don't.
No, facts. No, understood. And, I was just thinking about the time when shout out to Friday when Ice Cube dad went to the bathroom and his mama said, "You see your father." Now that's gay. You feel me? So it's kind of like game. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I guess it's just a perspective on how you look at things. So let me ask you this, man. Recently DJ Head he tweeted, created, right? And there was some back and forth about that. There was an opinion on that, but that was something that I resonate with. Created. You feel me? Because we want opportunities. We want things to come our way. Like I was talking to the homie, shout out Popsky, Underground Magazine. He was like, bro, I always wanted to be on the stage. So you know what I did? I rented out a club, threw my own event, and I was on the stage. Created.
You have to.
Created. Why would created be an issue?
Because a lot of people feel entitled. A lot of people feel entitled, like you're supposed to hand them something or they deserve this. You don't deserve shit. You got to earn it.
Facts.
Every single day. Everybody feels like, well, I deserve this. And why I'm not getting recognized on this. And why they not putting my name in certain rooms and da-da-da-da-da. Are you working hard enough? Are you putting yourself out there enough to be recognized? And for somebody to mention your name or somebody to say, you know what? You've made an impact so heavy. You're undeniable to me. Be undeniable.
That's right.
Be undeniable.
That's right.
And you think Beyonce in the fucking studio right now making an album, and she is the biggest artist on this planet. Yeah. You think she's not in the studio making an album right now? You think Cardi B ain't in the lab? And they are the two biggest names in music. Be undeniable. You know what I'm saying? At this point, they're staples, but they're still out here putting in the work.
Facts.
And so I think a lot of people feel entitled. So they feel like, well, my record was so hot, niggas didn't know it wasn't that hot because then the numbers didn't reflect. So go back and figure out another formula and make it hotter. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's entitlement. People feel entitled like somebody's supposed to hand you something. Yeah. I will never feel like that. You know what I mean? Like I come out here and I pursue my dreams and my passion like I'm doing it for the first time every single time. Every time I come up with an idea, I feel like I'm starting from scratch. Even with all the experience I have, I don't never feel entitled. You know, I humble myself and I go out here and I get to it. You know what I mean? And I give it my all. I'm using all my resources. I don't half-ass anything. And if I feel like I have to half-ass, then I'm going to take a few steps back and I'm going to reevaluate the situation. I'm like, maybe I'm not ready right now, but I'm not going to half-ass. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with everything in me, with all my resources, with all my money, with all my everything. And I'm going to put 1,000% in it so it can have an impact. So that it will be undeniable, because you're not going to deny me when you see my shit.
Facts. Yeah. And you know
so
what?
That's the difference of creating it. Everybody was so pissed off about that. And I'm thinking like, if you feel like you're being overlooked, then figure out why you're being overlooked.
That part too. And I think
you know what I mean?
And I think
go back and reevaluate and figure out why you're being overlooked.
And I think that that's a harsh reality that we have to deal with. Because at some point, I'm sure all of us feel like, I'm being overlooked. I'm not getting the opportunity.
We all feel like that.
You feel what I'm saying? Like it's a part of the process, though.
It's definitely a part of the process.
Yeah, and I think that it is very intimidating when you are told to create it when you don't even believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself, and you have to be secure enough within yourself to know that if I want something to happen so bad and nobody's doing it for me, then I got to do it myself. And it might not, and it really might not look like you at the Novo, or it might not look like you on BET. It might look like you in the garage. It don't have to in the beginning.
It's a process.
Facts.
Everybody has to trust that process.
Facts.
We all start somewhere.
Yeah. Apple in the garage. Amazon in the garage.
Somewhere.
Man, shout out to LaRussell. I mean, in his backyard. He's
still doing backyard functions.
Still doing it. And going up.
So absolutely.
The way that he moves is so incredible, man. But and see, here's my thing. When you want to be a great, you got to do what the greats do. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of the greats start from the ground up. And I feel like, on social media, I swear I touch on this topic all the time. Social media only shows us the hoorays and the high, and you know what I'm saying? And we'll never see the low.
Well, that's what everybody wants to kind of convey.
Facts.
Like everything is perfect, and nobody's going to really show you the real. Nobody's going to show you the real.
And I think that's important.
And and it's a lot of it's a facade. That's why a lot of people can't really get so intimidated by what's on social media, because they're not really showing you the other side of what's really going on. And I think that's important too, to kind of really show the process. And I want to be open more too, to kind of show the process, because it's not always good.
How many times have you seen something that looked like that, or came across somebody that looked like they had just had it all going?
Every day.
And then you got to them and was like, oh man, this is
every day. All the
is
time.
It disappointing to you?
No, I mean, I get it why they're doing it. I understand that. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to, like, to me, social media and Instagram is like your resume.
For sure.
Look at it as your resume.
For sure.
So, of course, like, if you come to my page and if you go to your page, you want everybody to know, okay, this is exactly what I do. This is the field that I'm in. So I understand that aspect of it. But it also, too, it can be disappointing to you, like, wow, I didn't really know this other side to you. And I got so attached to the facade, I didn't know that there was another side, which there always is. So, I mean, I get why people do it, though. I do. Because, it's their resume. You know what I mean? Everybody wants you to see the good, what's going on, and, glorifying that part of it. But it's so important, too, to show the other side, so that way you can really be more transparent with the people that admire you. I believe transparency is important.
Exactly, yeah. And I think, I really witnessed that with Nipsey. That's actually what got me into doing interviews.
Oh, good. Okay.
When I was, working my job, I had started 2 businesses, didn't work out, didn't want to do them no more. Then I got to listening to Tyler Perry, how he was homeless, Nipsey losing everything. Got to listen to these different stories, and I'm like, dang, like, this is just the process.
It's the process.
You can't, you can't let up on that. So I personally feel like we spend a lot of time working. We don't spend a lot of time celebrating. We don't spend a lot of time feeling like we are as successful as we truly may be. So when you putting in this work, how often? Because you had this quote, right? And you said, I have cried at night. I have wanted to call it quits. I have, you've wanted to let this go.
Yeah.
When you are going through those nights, what helps you make it through and continue to keep going? Because when I look at you, Khrissy B, I mean, you a walking legend, and I know, and I see, what I'm saying, what you got going on, and the way people speak on your name is like, you know what I'm saying, like it's like Khrissy B top tier.
Yeah.
So How do you get through those moments when people look at you in that sense? What takes you there to where you like, I just don't feel it?
Because I'm human.
Big one.
I'm a woman.
Big facts.
I have emotions. I'm vulnerable. My hormones sometimes may not be, you know what I'm saying? Listen, straight up. I'm just like you. I'm no different than anybody else. You know what I mean? Like, I battle with a 10-year-old kid every day. You know what I mean? I'm looking in the mirror. I don't feel cute all the time. You know what I mean? My hair may not be as laid as I want it to be. You know what I mean? I battle with that. I'm a human being. That's why. And sometimes I just don't feel like getting up. I don't want to be bothered. Sometimes I don't want to answer the phone. Sometimes I may not feel like it today. Yeah. Because I'm human. I'm tired. I don't want to always have to put on a face and smile and go outside and pop up. Sometimes I just want to lay in bed and binge watch a series with pasta.
Keep it 100.
and not do shit. You know what I mean? I ignore my daughter for a whole day. You think if I'm ignoring my whole kid, I want to be bothered with y'all outside?
Yeah, that's parents. That's come on now.
So it's simply because of that. But I have a why, right? My why is because there's this passion, there's this fiery thing inside of me.
Talk about it.
That has to fulfill this. Like we really people don't realize this, but like we take advantage of life every single day.
Come on now.
And
speak on it.
I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to me tomorrow. God forbid. God forbid. But I think all of us in this room can really witness to death. Let's keep it.
We was just talking about this. We was like,
we're not even like somebody's dying around us every single day, and it's like at a rapid rate. Somebody like it could be 6 degrees of separation. It could be like tomorrow we might hear some, God forbid again, a family member or a friend's family member on social media. Somebody's passing away every single day.
Facts.
Every day we're hearing about somebody passing away. I don't know when God's gonna call me home, but I don't want to miss my mark. I want to be able to make sure I'm out here fulfilling my dreams and my passion and doing every single thing on my list that I want to do.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what keeps me going every day is my why. Like this is. Remember when you were 16 years old, you used to run home and you used to watch 106 in Park and you used to think you was AJ and you used to love watching AJ and Free and Sway, and now I'm working with Sway on Gina's verse and
crazy.
You know what I mean? Like all these are people I used to run home every single day, like after school watching on TV. You know what I mean? Like I loved how fly Free was and how she was so knowledgeable about hip hop.
She had the afro too. She
was so knowledgeable in hip hop and Ananda Lewis and Lala and all these VJs back in the day. That's what they were called, VJs.
What does that mean?
It's like a personality. I don't want to call it a radio personality, but like a radio personality, but not in radio. Okay. More like a video personality.
Okay, VJ. Okay, video jockey.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like a video personality, not radio, but more on the video, on the media side of it. Yeah. You know, like what Angie Martinez is doing. You know what I mean? What AJ was doing. These are like women and influencers that I used to watch every single day, you know, and I was like, damn, that's dope that Free Black woman knows hip hop, like she was well respected, and that's what I wanted to do. I was like, eventually I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna figure out how to do what Free is doing, what AJ is doing, and eventually I started interviewing. Right. That was fulfilling for me.
Facts, yeah.
I started just interviewing. One day I just got up and said, let me start interviewing people. Let me reach out to the people that I know, will say yes, that'll come on and fuck with me just because. And let me just start doing it. And it started getting more fulfilling. Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? When I wanted to do this, there wasn't a platform. There was nobody that showed me how to do it, to tell me how to do it. There was nowhere to go, right? You have to just kind of figure it out. So let me create platforms so people can come learn from industry professionals on how to do it and how to break into the industry. And that's where I started music and media. Yeah. Well, it was men in music and women in music when I first started it. And I, merged the two platforms together just to kind of create one house because I was having 2 events a year. Yeah. And that, first, like 4 years.
And it's something that's extremely impactful because you started this in 2017. Now, before we get there, I want to take it back. You met Genevieve at Laced.
I did.
Okay, so what is Laced? I don't know what Laced was.
Laced is a clothing store. It's in Redondo Beach. Shout out to Pooh, JB. They're the owners of Laced. It's a black shoe store in Redondo Beach. And at the time, we started a podcast called Off the Record at Laced.
Right. And that's where you would interview Glasses Malone, or was that another?
We sure did.
Okay, cool.
We interviewed a few people. We interviewed G. Perico, Bosco 100.
Bosco 100,
Slim 400, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Did I say G Perico, Glasses, Jake and Papa, Jizza. We interviewed a lot of people at Laced. And that was probably, before that though, I did the Only Hip Hop show, and then that kind of merged into Laced. But yeah, on our second season, Gina came on as a host. And I always worked behind the scene with like booking all the talent, kind of helping up with the curation and the production of Laced. So booking all the talent, coming up with the questions and the content, and pretty much like to run the show. So that's where I met Gina. So that was back in 2016.
2016. Oh, wow. That's
2016, between 2016 and 18. Like that, those 2 years is when we kind of had that run with Laced.
So how many of these artists have you been able to see their transition and growth?
All of them.
And
all of them.
What has been the most amazing thing that you've been able to witness?
Out of the artists?
Yeah.
The consistency. Like seeing, that phrase, get out the mud, like really watching somebody get out the mud.
For real. Yeah.
And you can see the difference between the budget changing, the aesthetic of it changing, even them changing, growing lyrically. That's what's fulfilling from watching somebody like G Perico in 2016 to seeing G Perico now in 2023.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the videos look different then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now somebody that's signed to a label and has partnerships with labels, you can see the budget getting bigger. You can see the bag bigger. You know what I'm saying? The music, the music sonically sounds different.
Yeah.
It's way more cohesive. Like you can just see the growth and the transition of not stopping.
Yeah.
You know what I
Facts.
mean? Of not stopping and not
Yeah.
giving up. So that's what I would say is so dope about, watching people like him and other artists that, and talent and creators that come out of LA. It's just kind of seeing where they started to where they are now. And that's simply the process of not giving up.
Right. Where's the state of hip hop in LA to you? Because I feel like we have a lot of rappers, we have a lot of artists making music and doing their thing, but I feel like I got a group of homies that just don't know what's going on. And it's like, bro, LA has so many artists. It's too many to name. You feel what I'm saying?
It's a lot to name.
So,
I'm overwhelmed. Because all y'all rapping, so I can't listen, I can't.
But that's what y'all want, though.
Not really.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
I don't come from the oversaturated era.
Yeah, well, you grew. I know Biggie's your favorite artist.
Yeah, I come from. My era is the '90s. You know what I mean? And you had to really know how to rap in order to make it. We wasn't letting niggas that didn't rap slide.
Okay.
I don't come from that era.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucking rapping.
Yeah.
Whack niggas are getting popping. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of whack shit getting slid through the cracks.
Yeah.
That we are just letting slide because maybe the beat is cracking. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So. And if you got some money, if you got a phone and a camera dude, anybody can get on Instagram and rap and run their numbers up.
That's the truth.
You know what I'm saying? And finesse the numbers at that.
Yeah,
make the shit look like it's something that it's not.
That's the truth.
Everybody's rapping.
Yeah.
I can't keep up.
Yeah.
But
do you feel like that about anything else though? Because I know because I be looking like everybody got a podcast. Everyone, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like that too?
Yeah, we're in the content era, and that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I feel like everybody's podcast is not the same.
Facts.
What separates you from my podcast? You got Clap It Up LA, and I got Get Familiar.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's we doing the same thing, but you got your sauce and I got mine.
Hey, this the sauce. Come on,
you
now.
know what I mean? So it's completely. We can have 1,000 podcasts, but everybody's is separate and different based on your personality. It's only one you.
But it's not the same thing for music though.
It is, but it isn't.
Okay. All right.
It is, but it isn't. Yeah. You know what I mean? But
because you know what? I think music, you got to ride the wave. Whatever's hot at that time, you got to put the same stuff out. So maybe that could be an issue too.
I think about a lot of look at Blueface.
Yeah.
He had that one record. He wrote that Busted Down Tatiana.
Yeah.
Until he couldn't no more.
Yeah, went crazy.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Fetty Wap, Trap Queen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, can they reach that height again?
Yeah.
Can you reach that height of success? But you have to ride that shit out for as long as you can, and then you have to figure out another come up to reach that same height again.
That's true.
And a lot of artists can't do that.
That's true.
Kendrick can back up all his records. Kendrick can make one amazing record and back it up with another amazing record.
That's facts.
You know what I mean? So that's the difference to me.
Yeah.
Is like, it's really artistry behind it. And I think a lot of people be feeling like, nigga, let me just get out here and rap and shit. Like, but do you
let me
talent?
Just do it. Yeah.
But do you really have talent? Let me just get out here and do it because the homie said I could, and the homie a producer, so let me jump on the beat and all of that. No.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
Tell that nigga his shit is whack. Tell your homies
keep it 100. Music
is whack.
Keep it 100, man.
Keep it 100. I'm so sick
you
of
gotta
y'all
keep it 100.
Slide.
Yeah.
No. It's not hot.
We got to give shout out to DJ Head because DJ Head is known to keep it 100 with you, rather you like it or not. And I want to give you shout
feedback.
out.
I need y'all to jump on Twitch.
Yeah. And
get your honest feedback from Head.
Honest feedback, DJ Head. And I want to give a shout out to Chuck Dizzle because Chuck Dizzle is doing a lot of going on live. And when he's allowing people to play their music and stuff.
It's so important.
Yeah, and sometimes
it's so important.
And it's crazy because sometimes you hear some songs, you be like, yeah, that hit, and then sometimes you just like, and Chuck D, you can tell by Chuck is a vibe, like that ain't it. But
it's a miss.
Also, I think the thing you have to be able to live with is because somebody may say that this ain't that right now.
Yeah.
It don't mean that you can't make something, or it don't mean that they hating on you.
Yeah.
It's just simply that might not be that for them. If you feel good to you, hey, do it, whatever.
Yep.
But if the world feel like it's whack, whatever. Do your thing. But understand this, man. You can't be too sensitive in this game.
You can't.
You can't be too sensitive in this game.
Yeah, I'm getting heat because I don't like SZA.
Word.
I don't.
Why you don't like SZA?
I don't resonate with her. I cannot. Okay. It's not relatable for me. Dude, she got some cute songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not relatable for me.
Okay.
She's not for everybody.
Yeah. Well, that's
neither
true.
Is Beyonce.
That's true.
That's just with every artist out here. You're not going to be for everybody, but you can't take offense to that.
And what hurts me is when people say Nipsey isn't relatable to them. Because I'll be like, how? How do you not relate to Nipsey? But then again, it's the flavor.
He's just not for everybody.
That's true. But sometimes I take that personal.
We take him personal because we're from LA and we gonna hold it down.
And we from the district.
You can't come over here and diss Nip. That's just facts. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But that's for us. He's for us. He's ours.
Yeah.
He belongs to us. He is
and
LA.
He a legend all day in our eyes.
He's a legend in our city, and we will never, like Big L probably is in New York.
Yeah,
and Biggie, you can't go over there and
diss them at all.
You can't. You know what I mean? And you can't come over here and diss Nip. So
that's a fact.
We protect him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just what it is.
That's ours at the end of the day.
And we love him.
Yeah.
We love all his songs. We love his music. It may be some that are hotter than others, but we protect him at all costs.
Facts. And he has longevity. His music will last far past us being on this earth. And speaking of Nipsey, we got to take it back. I know you bounced around. Some throughout childhood and things like that. You ended up in Seattle,
I did.
which she said that she want to move back to. So she planned on leaving us one day. But
I ain't moving back there. That's a wrap.
But okay, you working with an artist out there. You running a Nip and Nip. Hey sis, you used to cheer at Crenshaw.
Yeah.
I remember you from up there. Speak about Nipsey back then. Everybody got the nappy hair Nipsey stores. You know what I'm saying? Speak about Nipsey back then and what it was like running into him.
I remember seeing Nip literally and his brother like hustling on Crenshaw and Slauson. Like, I remember that vividly with my own two eyes. And the Slauson Tea store before it was the Marathon store. I bought my first Crenshaw, crew neck out of there. And I forgot the price of the hoodie. It was a pink. My first Crenshaw hoodie, my crew neck was pink. And I forgot the price of it. And I was like, damn, it's kind of high. And Nip's dad at the time was working the register.
Yeah.
And Nip actually walked in the store and gave me like $20 off the hoodie.
Word.
He gave me a discount on the hoodie. Like, give it to her for this. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is young, like, hustling the house Nipsey.
Yeah,
like,
that's
early
love.
Nipsey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, early Nip. So, it was just like that. It was so dope just watching him then and, like, again, the process, right? The transition from hustling on Crenshaw, because it's so amazing for me considering I am from the Crenshaw district. Like, I grew up in the same neighborhood. Like, I'm on the other side of where Nip grew up, but we're like 5 minutes from each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? From where he grew up and when I grew up, and all his homies are on my side and in the Avs too, if you know the Crenshaw district. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Avs are on the east side of Crenshaw. I grew up on the west side. So I grew up more closer to like Overhill. But it was just, it was so dope, going from early Nip to the Marathon, everything in between, watching him and his brother hustle on Crenshaw and Slauson. When I was in Seattle, like one of the dudes I was assisting with and working with, Nip was the headliner at that show. I forgot the venue. And he was like, what's up, sis? I remember you used to cheerlead. And I was like, and that's how we grabbed our photos, like, let's take a pic or whatever. And this was just young, hustling Nip, like neighborhood Nip with the braids. Yeah. You know what I mean? With the nappy braids. Yeah. Just hustling. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, still on the grind. It's like 200 people in this spot. You know what I mean? Like, literally 200 people. And I then, maybe in 2017 or 18, during one BET weekends, we see Nip at the Staples, and it's the whole shit is packed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we went from 200 in a venue to Staples. You know what I mean? And watching him perform at the Staples.
Crazy.
So I forgot what year that was. It was, of course, a couple of years before he passed. But yeah, he performed at the Staples. I want to say maybe one of them BT weekends or something. But it was like, damn, he made it.
Yeah.
He made it. And it's so dope to see somebody that is in the same community as you make it. It's very inspirational and motivation for me. Like, nigga, if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
But that was his motto.
Yeah. And I seen you said it's time for you to carry the baton.
Yeah, that's the motto. So I feel like, you know, he was trying to do a lot in that area. And it's a very, very popular spot.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Crenshaw and Slauson, when he passed away, became like
it's a landmark.
Landmark. And you know, it's interesting seeing, and we just gonna keep it a buck, white people on Crenshaw and Slauson. Do y'all know where y'all at? You know what I mean? All these tourists.
They coming from across the country.
But that's the mark he left.
Yeah. That's the mark. Come on now.
That's the mark.
Come on now.
Like, Nipsey Hussle Square, like he left that. He got that immediately. Man, he left a huge impact. And that's the impact that I want to leave.
That's right.
You know, following that blueprint.